Hello, ladies. Welcome back. You guys look tired. back to Fort Lauderdale Airport, right?
Yes.
You work all day, huh?
Yeah. Every day. So, was the ship great?
Yeah, it was nice.
Do you have any complaints?
Yeah, my 2-year-old.
Any complaints with the cruise line or the ship? Amazing how there's never any complaints. I look for people to complain. I'm so interested in the complaints and I never hear any. Plus that's an old ship.
Yeah.
So you would think the old ship might be a little lacking, but it's really not. Because they can redo the kitchens. They have all great staff. The same food. The entertainment probably switches from ship to ship.
We ate so many burgers, it ain't funny.
That was the best thing on the ship, the burgers. I will say that.
Really? Burgers, huh?
Them Guy Fieri's burgers.
Oh, that's pop.
That was the best thing on there.
Wow. Yeah, I love good burgers too. It all comes down to how good the meat is, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we gotta go to the cold.
It's 18 degrees at home.
Wow.
That is not nice. We froze going into the airport. I know we're going to be going for it. Huh? I'm going with you. I'm with you. Where we going, Dad? You getting on the plane?
You mean when I asked? I forgot who you were, but you were staying at the Holiday Inn,
Yeah.
and then you walked across the street to Bayside.
Yeah.
I forgot who you were. I'm sorry. I talked to so many passengers, but now I remember. Oh yeah, did you guys go across the street?
Yeah.
It was nice over there, right?
Really nice.
Yeah, a lot of people take trips just to go to Bayside. If you're not going on a cruise, a lot of people come to Miami just to go to that area. Yeah, there it is right there. So if you look to the left, you can see the Ferris wheel, right? Right there. You see the Ferris wheel kind of? You can't see it because it's this way. But that's where the Hard Rock is, where that Ferris wheel is.
Yeah, we ate
There too.
Oh, you went to the end where the water is?
Yeah.
That's nice, yeah.
GPS signal acquired.
Yeah, and that big stadium is where the Miami Heat play, that white building right there. Yeah. Yep, that's downtown Miami.
That's what I said. Nobody should stay at that hotel until that.
Oh, did it suck?
Yeah.
I told you it did, right?
Yeah,
But the
the
location,
It's
you
perfect.
can't beat it. So
Yeah.
Right, but once they built that thing up and they finally remodeled that, that's gonna be nice. But
Yeah.
right now, it's like that Shire.
yeah, I was right, right?
Creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that. That's a place you just want to put your luggage and go outside, and then come back and go to sleep and wake up and go.
That's all.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it,
what we
and that's
did.
all.
Yeah.
That Shire was scary. Yeah.
We seen a lot though. We seen a guy get hit on a motorcycle right in
Yeah.
front of
Yeah.
us.
Sure did.
Oh, really?
Then we seen the man fall.
Yeah,
Remember?
kids on the cruise.
He busted his head in
Oh.
Bahamas.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of drama. Just even staying downtown Miami, there's drama every day.
No, when we went to a place in the Bahamas, these guys told us don't talk to nobody but them. And it's like, do not talk to nobody but us because people is,
Trying to rob you?
yeah. And I believe them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the biggest, if you think about these islands, right, the biggest economy they have is you, right? So they're not even satisfied with the money that you spend there. They want to take from you, right? So I would believe that. I would believe that, yeah.
They was all on our face. You couldn't breathe. One on one side, one on the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those islands would go out of business if the cruise ships didn't go there.
Yeah.
There would be nobody going to those islands.
And I think they would be one of them.
Yeah.
You're right.
When we went to, they had those like tourists coming there. I don't think they would survive long.
Yeah.
You could just tell by the people there that
Yeah.
they would not. They did not look.
First of all, they
didn't look-
bum rush you.
I was just saying they did not look clean
But
at all.
that's how it is with touristic places anyway. Like even when you get to Jamaica, they're on you like that. Oh, that's what
Speaking of Jamaica, if you harm a tourist, you get life in prison in Jamaica.
in Jamaica.
In other words, you can rob and kill or do something to a fellow Jamaican and you have like a normal justice system. But if you do something to a tourist in Jamaica, you're getting life in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Supposedly because of that, Jamaica is one of the safest islands because of that. Because that law has been going on for about 20 years.
Wow.
So the kids know when they grow up, if you're going to be a hoodlum, you worry, you rob your fellow Jamaican. You do not rob those people that get off those ships. And it's supposedly very safe because of it.
Yeah, I get the money coming. That's why I'm
What was the best? Did you go to their own island? Did they have an island that you went to or no? Carnival doesn't have an island?
we didn't go to. We went to what is it called?
Where'd you go? What islands did you go to?
Nassau or not?
Nassau?
Uh-huh.
So you went to Nassau, Bahamas. Where else?
That was
That was
it.
it.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
I will say it was entertaining. Like you could find stuff to do, but she had to pay $35 for a cup and a drink because but the man is walking around saying that it's $15, but you got to pay the balance of that for the drink that's in the cup. Like say it's $35.
He lied to us.
Yeah.
It's $35.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
So when we went down there to say something at the checkout or at the customer service, the man says to us, "Well, we can work with you. Bring your cup back, and we'll take off $15." He's like, "Bring our cup back." Now I'm starting to think, now you giving us reused cups?
Yeah.
That's what y'all doing on
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So they're charging you 15 for the drink, 15 for the cup.
Right. And then he said, "Bring the cup back." It's like, oh my.
So they're hoping most of the people don't bring the cup back.
Right.
But when you do bring the cup back, they rinse it off and then they sell it to someone else.
Yeah, that's how I started thinking like, oh
Yeah,
my
that's a racket.
goodness.
That's a racket. Well, that they all have. I'll tell you another racket. So did you guys do a port talk like the day or night before you guys got off the ship, where you went in the ballroom and the assistant cruise director was telling you
she
about?
talked to us.
Okay, so that goes on every cruise. They talk to you before you get off, just to tell you the do's and don'ts and try to act like they're helping you, right? Well, what happens sometimes is, say the assistant cruise director has a relationship with one of the scooter rental places in, let's say, Colombia or something, right? Right when you get off the ship in Colombia, right? Cartagena, let's say. There's a couple of scooter places, right, that you rent scooters, and everybody loves to rent scooters in Colombia. So that assistant cruise director becomes friendly with the best and most expensive and safest scooter place, and tells him, I'm going to start sending over people to you, and I want you to give me like maybe $3 off every person that comes to you. And if you don't do it, then nobody will come to you. And that guy will say, man, I don't need you. I'm getting business already without you, man. Go ahead and try to extort someone else. The Colombian scooter guy tells the assistant cruise director. So the assistant cruise director says, okay. So the next day or the next week when the cruise comes back to Cartagena, he gets in front of, let's say, 700 people, because they have usually they fill the ballroom twice, right? Because there's too many people on to fill the ballroom once, so they'll have a morning or night disembarkation talk, and he'll tell everybody, listen, we've had a problem with those red scooters in Colombia. Don't rent the red ones, rent the blue ones, because the red ones are breaking down, and if they break down, there's nobody to help you. They have ball tires. They're also more expensive, so don't rent the red scooters. When you get off the pier, don't go to the right to rent the scooters. Go to the left.
Right.
So that's what happens, right? So now that day, when that ship comes, there's nobody renting those scooters. So then at the end of the day, when it's time for the assistant cruise director to get back on the ship, he goes to visit him again. He goes, hey, how'd you do, Les? How'd you do today? And he goes, man, what happened, man? What did you do to me? What are you trying to do to my business? And he said, it's going to stay like this next week, and I'll tell the other assistant cruise directors from the other ships, they're all my friends, you'll never rent one scooter again unless you work with me. If you put up a fight, you're going to have to work with all the cruise directors. Right now, I'm only asking you to work with me. I want $3 for every scooter you rent anyone off my ship. Yeah, man, no problem, man. I'll do it. So then the next week, right, he tells everybody the opposite. Don't go to the blue scooters. They're ball tied. Go to the red scooters. And at the end of the day, when he goes up to that guy gives him a shoebox full of dollar bills. And he's allowed to take money back on the ship. You don't have... When you work on the ship, you don't go through customs or nothing. So you just put that money in your pocket, you go right back on the ship, and now you just made yourself a couple of $100. So talk about a racket. That's been going on. That's been going on since the cruise business started, and you really can't stop that, because it's between the business owner and the assistant cruise director. So a lot of times what you hear in the port talks are not necessarily the best recommendations. It's just the relationship he has with those people. Like when you go to Mexico, you ever heard of Monsuma's Revenge? Yeah, the water's not good there. You'll get a case of diarrhea for 3 days if you go eat at that restaurant, because the water's got let's say bacteria in it. So don't go to Christine's restaurant. Go to Mel's restaurant. And now all of a sudden that restaurant, nobody's going to it, because he told everybody that you can get diarrhea from drinking the water there. So that's how you do it with a restaurant too, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, so I believe what you told me about, that one guy's they're grabbing you, one guy's telling you one thing, one guy's telling you another thing, because everybody's got an interest in trying to make money off, well, not necessarily off of you, but off your business, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll turn it down, sure. No problem.
So you live in Miami?
I live about 15 minutes from the Fort Lauderdale airport that I'm taking you to. I live by the beach in Fort Lauderdale. So I usually pick up, like when I go to work, I go pick up people in Fort Lauderdale, bring them to Miami, and then I go back and forth all day. Back and forth all day, yeah.
You know Jocelyn?
Well, who's she? Is that an inside joke?
And off of Love and Hip Hop.
Oh.
She's from out here, so that's why they was.
Oh.
I said she got a song.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. I don't know it. No.
She's a singer or a rapper.
Never heard of it.
She's a rapper and
You know who Stevie J is, right?
No, I know Trick Daddy and Trina.
No, you know
That's who I know. And Uncle Luke
Oh, wow.
and Rick Ross and Juvenile.
I like to see Trick
Yeah.
Juvenile.
You know, he's got a restaurant down in Miami. You know, a lot of people. I ate there. I'm not crazy about that food. That's southern black food, collard greens, and I'm not crazy about it, man. Those people are waiting in line for it, but only black people go there. No white people go there. Everybody in there's black. It's a black line. But I went there because I dropped off some passengers, and they were cool. And they said we've been. And I said I like Trick Daddy. I grew up with Trick Daddy, listening to his music down here. He's from Overtown in Miami. So I said, yeah, is he there? She goes, she said, sometimes he does go on Sundays, and it was a Sunday. I'm like, really? I would love to go say hello to him. So I went there. We waited in line for about 40 minutes, and the food, man, it was like it tasted like cafeteria food in the school to me. I did not like it, but supposedly it was really authentic, wherever, Louisiana food or whatever it is, southern food. I don't know. It was collard greens. It was like there was like a pork patty, and it was really salty and really greasy. It was not good for you. It was not good for you, not at all. I mean, it wasn't good.
It's always depending on the book.
Yeah, exactly.
But people loved it, and it was cheap. It wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't like it was a Trick Daddy exclusive, expensive restaurant. It was cheap. It was cheap food, but it wasn't good. I didn't like it. I mean, I ate a little bit of it, and I saw everybody having a good time. They were playing rock hip hop, and everybody was having fun. It was a cool vibe, but I thought the food sucked. I'm never gonna eat that food again. I like meatballs, you know. I like sausage and meatballs and pasta and chicken. They did have chicken there. They had chicken that was boiled or something. It was boiled. It was boiled chicken. You know, boiled. It was like weird. The skin was coming off of it. It was white, and then you put all this hot sauce on it.
Oh yeah, baked chicken.
So it was, but the chicken itself had no flavor. But they have like assortments of different stuff to put on it. Yeah, like Louisiana hot sauce, and then this and that, and then the person came up to the table and told you how to make it better. Like put some of that on it. Honey, they had honey they were putting on it. They were dipping cornbread in honey. You had cornbread and honey. The cornbread was the best thing, actually. If I had to pick one thing I would like from that restaurant, I didn't use the honey, but I put some butter on the cornbread. The cornbread came out, it was warm, and they make their own. The cornbread was really good. So I had like 4 pieces of cornbread. I was so stuffed. I didn't eat nothing else. I gave everybody else my food at the table because the girls were starving. These girls, they were starving. Yeah. They'll wait in line for an hour and a half to eat. I told them, I'll wait with. I said I'll wait with you guys because I have to pick up back in Miami to bring to Fort Lauderdale. I'm not doing nothing. I was gonna hang out and park and go to a supermarket and get a sub. I said I'll hang out with you guys and wait. So I waited for an hour and a half with them to get in, and sat at the table with them and then left. And yeah, now I can say I went there, but it was nothing to like write home about.
You would not be back.
So. Except for the cornbread.
He be on TV at the restaurant, don't he?
Yeah.
I don't watch it.
Well, he's got a morning show too, with Trina on the radio. I think it's WEDR, is it? WEDR in Miami. So he does a Miami show with Trina every morning. Yeah. Hello, Shanae. Hey. So he's there now and he's getting in trouble? Oh boy. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that. Okay, so let me ask you this: what time's your flight? Oh, it's up 9:10. Yeah, they're in the van right now. Oh boy. All right, let me call you right back. Okay. Let me call you right back. Bye. Oh boy, one of my drivers just got in trouble at the port. You have other family members, right?
That's my best friend.
Yeah,
Just telling you.
Yeah, I gotta call one of my other drivers. Hold on. How many people are they? Do you know?
6 of them.
Man, I should have squeezed them in here, man. That's what I should have did.
What happened?
They wasn't out there yet. They was way behind us.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
he got in trouble.
Yeah, he got in trouble. Hold on, let me
We
see.
don't have report from them.
Oh, there's 13 of them.
Oh, so it might be
Oh no, well, hold on. Maybe there's not. Hold on. Let me see.
13 of us.
Oh, it's 7.
seven.
So you got 13 in here now?
Yeah,
So we can't fit them anyway in here.
because you only allow so many.
No, I mean, there's no room, right? I can't, and I don't have time to go drop them. I gotta call somebody else because I don't have time to drop them off and come back. They have an early flight. I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I gotta make it. They gotta be there at, they can be there at 12:30. They can be there at 11. 9. Oh, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Let me try to get another driver. Hold on. Well, they can get, actually, it's, how many of it is in there?
7.
So they would need 2 Ubers. They can't even fit in one Uber. Let me call my other driver.
Can they walk out or a little bit?
They could go over the bridge or take an.
Somebody had a baby.
Actually, if they had a baby, they could. Well, let me see. Because if they had a baby, they could probably take an Uber and put the baby on their lap. Hey, you wouldn't by any chance be able to get another driver in Miami to pick them up, would you? Or be able to do that yourself? He's, the passengers just called me and said the driver got in trouble for not having a port permit, and that the driver, yeah, and they said that the girl said the driver, the code enforcement officer won't let them get into his van. All right, because they got a 12:30 flight, and I'm coming. I'm already on the way to Fort Lauderdale Airport. I'm passing Ives Dairy. So if you can't get somebody, I'm gonna run over there and try to get them. But somebody needs to get them before I can get them. All right, thanks. All right, bye. All right, so my partner's working on it. Let's see. No matter what, I'll run over there and grab them. Traffic doesn't look that much worse right now, and they should make it. Because you'll be up at the airport in a half hour, so it'll be 9:30, right? And then I'll get there in 1 hour, the latest. So that's 10:30, right? Then it'll be 11:45, 11:30 on the way back. Might be an hour before the flight, so they could still make it. But I don't know that I should risk that. Yeah, that's pushing it. Yeah. But he's working on it now. Yeah. Yeah, they're very strict over there. So if you don't have the right permit and stuff, or if it expired, they give you. I don't know why. All of us have it. See this thing right here? It's this right here. See that little dot in there? That little dot in there. When I go through the tunnel or the bridge, it registers me, right? So now when it registers me, they have all my. And if it comes up expired. Right now they know, they have a picture of your van, the license plate, they can come find you. They actually know where you are. That's a transponder, so wherever you are, they know where you are, and then they come and get you and say, hey man, you're...
How is he able to drive? You know, take it out. How is he able to take
He
it
didn't go renew it or get it.
Oh, well,
The thing is, he got a track. Like, she was looking to pay for it, and now she got away.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's not... yeah, I would say it's the driver's fault, but you could say it's our fault too, because who knows, but... and just I'm saying, in his defense, sometimes it happens where your renewal is on auto renew and it doesn't renew, and you know it has never happened to me, But we'll see. I mean, it's going to work out. My partner's working on it right now. We have a lot of drivers in and out of that port. It's not a busy day today. There's only 3 ships there.
And God's good. He's gonna get her there.
Yeah, he'll get her there. I'm going to get her there, or she's going to get her there.
Yeah, those people told the man told. I'm just amazed. The man told us that he works. The people.
Look at this. I don't mean to interrupt you, but look at this. Look at this.
Right there.
No, somebody. Oh, it's that guy. Look at this.
Yeah.
Well, why would they stop the highway just for that?
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Just for that, they dropped the highway?
He on the real.
That's weird.
He got like her body in it.
All right, well, I'm going to, if I don't, let me see. I just texted me right now. They don't make an hour, they make salary.
Okay.
Not much, like $250 a week, $300 a week.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, because everything is free. Remember, they live on the ship.
Oh yeah, that's their room and board and the
Yeah,
food.
they get like $250, $300 a week, and then the only thing you pay for is you tip. You tip the people that wash your clothes, and you tip the people that serve you food, and you tip the people that clean your room. Yeah, Kenny.
So they like that.
No, but they do have an early flight. These passengers. Oh, great. Yeah, I don't think it matters. No, as long as they get to the Fort Lauderdale
Did I
airport.
come over every night?
So I'll just should I text my people? Just let them know that the driver's going to contact them. All right, very good. All right, bye. All right, so I got a driver picking them up now, but it's going to be a big black Sprinter, but they have to share it with a couple of other people.
I don't think they care.
Yeah, but they're getting picked up right now. Did you guys have breakfast?
No.
No.
We got time to have
Some of us did.
What time's your flight?
12:30. Ain't it 12:30, right?
No, it's 9:06.
No, she said
The flight's at 12.
12:36.
So you've been on cruises yourself?
I used to work on cruises. That's why I knew that. That's why I knew those stories, because I was the one that used to do that. The cruise director taught me how to do that. Yeah, I did it for 4 years when I was a late teen. I think I did it when I was 19, 20, 21. I did it for 4 years, like 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah.
6 months being on a boat is a long time.
Actually, you're not allowed to work all year because you get burnt out. So you're only supposed to do 6 months on, and then when you're off, they give you half pay.
Okay.
So if you make $250 a week, you make $250 a week for 6 months, and then you take 6 months off at $125 a week, and that keeps you with them under contract.
Yeah,
That means that you're guaranteed to get on another ship after the 6 months. If you don't go on the ship, then you owe them that money back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was smart. I used to work for one cruise line for 6 months, collect the money, and then go work for another cruise line. So I was still making the $125 from one cruise line, but I was still on board. But I did have an agent who was taking 20% out of my check, and he's the one that taught me how to do that. He said, I'll put you on this cruise line for 6 months, and then they'll pay us, and then you go, I'm going to put you on another cruise line. And he was making 20% off me for 4 years, every week. So that was what he did. Yeah. Yeah. He met me in a YMCA. I was in a YMCA working out. I was 17 years old, and he said, hey, are you a fitness instructor? I said, no. And he says, well, you're in good shape. You could be. I said, well, thanks. He was gay, the guy who was trying to like flirt with me. And he goes, I work for cruise lines. I can get you working on a cruise line and doing this on a cruise ship. How would you like to travel the world and work on a cruise ship and work in the gym? I said, yeah, that's cool. I'll do that. So he said, okay, well, come back tomorrow with a camera, the Polaroid cameras, because this was a long time ago. The pictures that came out of the camera. He goes, take a picture have your friend take a picture of you on all the machines, get a Sharpie magic marker and type in and write down on the white part what the name of the machine is and what muscles those work on. Staple it all to a folder, close the folder, and then bring it to this address. I said, okay. So the next day, my friend and me got a Polaroid camera. We did what he said. I went there. And within 3 days, I was on a cruise ship, and then for 4 years, that was it. I was on the cruise ships for 4 years, so pretty crazy. I never been on a ship as a passenger, though I would love to go on that Virgin ship, adults only.
Yeah.
Didn't I just talk about that?
It's supposedly very expensive. It's supposedly like $2,200 for like 4 days, which is crazy. Yeah, but everything's included. There's no buffets, so it's only restaurants. All premium drinks, everything's free. You can go to the bar and just order whatever you want, and it's free. Yeah, top shelf stuff.
Yeah, $1,000 a month ain't bad for me if you got a family at home.
You get off the ship and you go to like the.
You have to get off the ship. usually after all the passengers, and then you got to be on the ship before the passengers. So it's only good when you have a lot of time off the ship, because a lot of times you have to, unless you're doing excursion stuff on the beach, because when you work on a ship, you don't just have one job. You have multiple jobs.
Yeah, we noticed that.
Yeah, like I was up, you know, and I was up like before breakfast, and then I went to sleep after the disco closed. Every day, 7 days a week. So you know they hire young people, energetic people that want to do that, and they give you an itinerary what you're supposed to do. Underneath your door, we used to get a piece of paper. They probably don't do that anymore. But at night, the printer. There's a print shop on the ship. The printer at night used to go by and put things under people's doors, every door, and then he knew where we lived. So he knew our cabins, and so that way when we woke up, it would list what we were supposed to do, and 5:15 be on the top deck and do a walk, a 1 mile walk with passengers. So the passengers were told to be up there at 5, and our thing said be up there at 4:30, and this is like a sunrise walk. The first thing they do on the ship is a sunrise walk, just to get everybody up, right? And then you go to breakfast, right? So, and then at night, you would do like a limbo contest in the disco. You know what I mean? And and the limbo contest started at 11 p.m., where you had to start registering people, right? So you were up from the morning, from sunrise to sundown, and you didn't sleep much. But they only hire young people to do that. They don't hire, middle-aged people. Usually everybody's a teenager or in their young 20s that go work for a ship. Yeah, unless you're that's staff now. There's crew, right? Like the people that work in the restaurants, the people that don't deal with passengers. Even though the waiters deal with passengers, they're still considered crew. But then there's staff. They're the ones that are wearing like the white shorts with the blue shirts, right? With the name tags.
Yeah.
Right. Those are staff. So they're the top level because they interact with the passengers. The people that interact with the passengers are the top level, most important people. The officers don't interact with the passengers because a lot of the officers don't even speak English. They're Greek.
Yeah,
They're Greek. They're Italian. The Greeks and the Italians run the international waterways. Mostly because they were into shipping for many years, and from the shipping industry, that's where the cruise industry came from. Before there was ever a cruise ship, there's always been cargo ships, right? So the cargo ships were first, giant ships that went from continent to continent, giant ships, right? And these captains of these giant ships knew how to go in the water all over the world, right? So from then, they got the idea. The Italians and the Greeks were the first to do it. They says, well, why don't we just make big boats and take passengers around the world, and let the same captains that drive the cargo boats drive the cruise ships? And that's still the way it is today. The same guys that drive the cargo ships drive the cruise ships. And a lot of them, they look great with the uniforms, but a lot of these guys are just hardcore seamen, you know what I mean? Like what you think of a seaman is, a guy that lives on the water. These guys been living on the water their whole lives, because for you to be in charge of a ship, whether it's a cargo ship or a cruise ship, you got to be doing it your whole life. Yeah, and a lot of times you're not American. The Americans don't do that. It's not an American thing. It's not an American job to be a captain of a cargo ship or a captain of a cruise ship. And cargo ships and cruise ships are not made in America. They're made in Europe. So, but yet we account for most of the passengers. So most of the passengers in the cruise business are American. But Americans are not really involved in that industry. Though the companies have American presence, they're really European companies. That's why you never see an American flag on the back of a cruise ship or on the back of a cargo ship. You'll always see another country's flag. Or when you see a big ship, like a cargo ship, and you look in the back and it tells you where it's from, it'll never say America. It'll always say somewhere else, because it's from wherever it was built and permitted. Wherever they got that permit, it's usually overseas somewhere. Yeah. But we have the battleships. We have all the military. So when you see a military ship, it may not have a name on it on the back like other ships, but the military ships have the American flag. But no cargo ship and no cruise ship. Yeah.
The steps of that boat remind you of the Titanic.
whole boat.
And actually, if you look, but if you look at pictures of the Titanic now compared to the pictures of the cruise ship, the Titanic's small.
Yeah.
So back then it was the biggest ship in the world when it crashed, and it's nothing compared to what the ships are today. It's skinny and it's small. If you look at if you go online and you look, there's videos of, like, let's say Oasis of the Seas, or even I guess I think the Celebration is the biggest Carnival ship, right? Or the Mardi Gras, one of those. I think your ships are small. Yours is small. The three big Carnivals are Horizon, Mardi Gras, and Celebration. And even even your ship, even the Conquest was bigger than the Titanic. Yeah, and that's considered a small ship, the Conquest. It's not. It's got like 4,000 or 5,000 people on that ship.
They said the Mardi Gras is huge.
Yeah, the Mardi Gras got almost 8,000, 9,000. It's probably a couple of thousand people more. The biggest ship is Icon of the Seas, and with passengers and crew, it's almost 10,000. It's like 9,870 people between crew and passengers when it's full. So you're looking at 10,000 people on that ship.
It's a money maker. I love it.
Crazy, right? Floating hotel.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's a floating hotel. And the amenities and the staff are better than any hotel. So even if you went to a Ritz-Carlton or a W or a Four Seasons and you met them and you saw these people that work there, they'd be polite, they'd be very hospitable, right? But nothing compared to the personnel that's on the cruise ship. That's on another level. You know why? Because the people, even they have a good job and they're making good money working at the Ritz-Carlton, they really don't care about the Ritz-Carlton. But when you work on a cruise ship, you love the cruise ship. You love that life, and you know that if you get kicked off that cruise ship, you ain't never working on a cruise ship again. You can get fired from a hotel and go work for another hotel.
Right.
You just don't tell them that you got fired, right? But in the cruise ship business, it's very different. In the cruise ship business, there's a database of employees because they switch. Remember, say somebody gets sick in the Carnival Horizon, they'll fly in a helicopter one of the people, let's say a guy that runs the shows and does the lights for the shows. The show can't go on without that guy. He knows all the cues and where to do the spotlights. He knows where to, he knows the show, right? If you don't know the show, how are you going to do the lighting for that show? The lighting's a major part of it. So the guy that knows the show that's going on the other ship, they send him. They say, you need to go, let the cruise director do the lights for your show. You need to fly to Puerto Rico because that stage manager's got sick. So there's a database full of all the staff members and what their qualifications are. So let's say there's a magician on your ship. He's a magician, but he's also a photographer. So he might get called off that ship because they'll say, you know what? Let's scratch the magician this week and put him on a photography shoot. Let him do the photography on that ship. So me, I had 4 things I can do. So they were flying me all over the place. I was going in helicopters from ship to ship, sometimes every 2 weeks, because they needed me there, they needed me there, and I'm sure it's still like that because it's hard to. If somebody gets sick, right? How can they stop the cruise?
Right.
Like say one of the dancers, right? If she gets sick and she's a main part of that show, they're not going to just say, sorry, we can't perform the show without the dancer. They'll fly with a helicopter. They'll fly one of the other dancers from another ship that they don't really need her that much and give her a promotion and say, you need to do such and such part over there. So the longer you've been doing it, the more experience you have with other people's jobs, and then you become more valuable. It's not like you make more money, it's just that you become more valuable and then you're more likely to get a contract for the next year. Because just like in sports, right? If you're not up to par, your career is over. And the athlete never knows, right? The athlete doesn't know. He thinks he could play forever. It's whoever's in charge, right? Says, sorry, we're not renewing your contract. And then hopefully, he's a free agent, right? And now anybody can hire him, but there's going to be a time that nobody wants him. And that guy's done. He's retired, right? That's why they make so much money, because they could be retired after 3 years. Your talent could only take you 3 years, let's say, in sports, right? Well, dancers too. Dancers are notoriously crying, let's put it that way. Yeah, they might work for 6 months and then that's it. Yeah, they got fat. They didn't practice.
Right.
And then the younger kids that practice all day long,
That's all they
Took
did.
their
that's all they did.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, the Rockettes things with the legs going in the air? I mean, a girl 17 years old, right, could do it for a year or 2 years. But when she's maybe 21, she's not as good as the 16-year-old girl doing it. You know what I mean? And it's brutal. It's entertainment, right? What airline you guys going to?
Spirit.
Oh, you're going for it.
That's like the Dallas Cowgirls. They be on them. They gain 1 pound. They be like,
Yeah.
you can come back next year.
It's like that in Broadway. Like, you could say Broadway is very equivalent to the cruise industry entertainment. It's like a gay entertainment to me. To me, it's very gay. Usually the entertainment director on a cruise ship is gay. It's usually a man, not a female. It's a man, and the man is gay normally. Every entertainment director that I had in 4 years was gay. And you know, they provide a very flamboyant entertainment, right? Very out there. Like whatever they think of, right? They make it. The cruise industry pays him and gives him a budget to make it happen. So he's, you know, a very creative guy, and he's very critical. If he has a vision of how this is supposed to look, and that person's not cutting it, that's it. You're done. You're off that ship. So that you can see why everybody's trying so hard to be happy, right? Trying so hard to not be the one that gets singled out, because your career, once you get thrown off that ship, you're done. You can't go on any other ships. You've already been. It's like getting kicked off one of the football teams. Who else is going to want you, right?
Right.
I mean, maybe for half price they want you in sports, but here there's too many people that can fill her shoes. Mostly the girls and the dancers, not really the guys, but I'm talking about the girls. Yeah, the girls, they always have other girls that can fill their shoes. So girls might only do it for 1 year, 2 years, and then they're done. And they think they can do it for 5 or 6. They think this is going to be a great thing for me, but sometimes it happens only in 1 year. You know, and then all of a sudden you can't get back on a ship for whatever reason. But that's good. That's why the entertainment is so good. That's why the that whole
It keeps you on your toes.
that whole culture makes cruise ship entertainment and hospitality top notch, because it is cutthroat. Those people are fighting for their jobs on there, and that's why they're so. Aren't they? Don't it seem like they're trying too hard, kind of, to be nice?
Yeah.
And you know, people aren't that
Because
nice.
he asked us to do surveys. He said, don't forget us.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's exactly it, right?
They
I'm
knew
going
their
to-
names and everything. Every time they worked
He
in.
learned
That's
us
exactly.
real quick.
And think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he knew your name, think about how many names he has to learn.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's part of. That's
I said,
part of.
oh, wow.
I will say this, and it's going to sound a little racist. Everybody was nice, but we was laughing because at night, about 10 o'clock at the deli, those 2 mean black ladies, they hanging your food so mean. I said,
Yeah,
I
that was
can't
mean.
wait to get to that survey.
Oh,
But I
because
just
they
say
were
she-
black.
Yeah, they're
were
probably Jamaican or
Jamaicans.
something, but they
Yeah.
were mean.
Well, you see, they weren't staff,
Yeah, they were
but they
mean.
probably wouldn't get in trouble. You know what I
Yeah, they
mean?
were.
They're not
They
staff.
were slapping them sandwiches down. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What would happen to them is they would say, you know what? We're doing a change here. We're going to put you in housekeeping for a while.
Yeah,
That's what. So they're not going to fire her, because
Right,
they need those kind of workers. They need them, right?
She's mean though. She
And normally
stood
she wouldn't be necessarily dealing with the passengers, but sometimes, because she's making their sandwich, right? So you might ask her, can you take out the dough or the bread or something like
Right.
that, and she could have an attitude with you, right?
Yeah.
So that attitude, if it gets back to the, I guess the chief purser would be her boss. It's called the chief purser, the position. And the chief purser would say, you know what, we've had more. They wouldn't even tell her, like, it's none of her business. They would just have a meeting and say, let's switch Veronica to housekeeping. But she would do crew housekeeping. In other words, not passenger housekeeping, right? So if she's doing crew housekeeping, she's under the water, because the crew live under the water. No portholes.
Okay.
Right? The passengers have portholes.
Right.
There's crew underneath where the engine is, where you're sleeping and you hear like a hum noise because of the engine. So you have no porthole because you're under the water, right? They would let her clean those rooms, because you know why? She'll never even see a passenger.
Wow.
And they'll give her a room down there. They'll give her.
But she was, to me, she was standing out from, because everybody was nice and kind.
Yeah.
She was just like, she's mad because now she got to work. Because that's what we said, we could get mean sandwiches.
Yeah, well,
that
number
night.
one is she wasn't staff, and I told you it's very competitive with staff, and she's making less than $250 a week. The only time you make $250 a week or more is when you're dealing with the public. And even though she might have been dealing with them a little bit, she's going to get called out, and she's probably going to either lose her job or they're going to put her in the basement. I call it the basement. They're going to put her down there where she'll never see.
You heard your
she'll never,
sandwich hit the thing, like with the people with the burgers and stuff. You never really heard it because they slide and make sure you got it. Thank you.
It wasn't rude.
They were not rude. It was
crazy.
2 of them down there. It was 2 of them down there. We was like, those are some mean sandwiches, and my food was cold. Like I'm like, all you doing is nuking it.
Yeah, you know what? If she was having a bad day, it would be no big deal.
No, it was
But
a
if it
bad
but if
weekend.
it happened more than once, and they knew, they would move her. There's no way there's no way that anybody could stay in a position on a cruise ship if even one passenger complains about them. They know that.
I'm going to talk about Savannah, the dude Fresh, because he remembered my thing, and I'm
Fresh.
talking about them 2 mean ladies that gave out the mean sandwiches.
The
in the
Fresh
deli.
was awesome.
Yeah. He remembered every time we walked past him. He
Baby,
said,
said,
hi.
are you with Taya?
He said, hi to me, girl. Where's Leah? Where's Taya?
That's
But
cute. That's cute. Yeah.
I was like, okay. I said, he worked for, but, and I got to.
And you know they're not allowed in your the staff. The staff is not allowed in your rooms. You know, you could go in their rooms, but they can't go in your rooms. Yeah, that's another thing.
We
You hear what I said? So the staff is not allowed in your room, but your cabin, but you're allowed in their cabins.
okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So they it's kind of obvious why.
Yeah.
If you become friendly, if you become friendly with like your housekeeper guy, right? The guy that's the young 17-year-old guy that's cleaning your room every day, and you start liking him, and you give him $1 every day for
Maybe
cleaning your room.
somebody should have went in those ladies' rooms so they got nicer burgers.
So they learned over the years that we can't let the crew go into their rooms because that could be a problem, right?
Yeah.
That girl can complain after the cruise and sue them, right? How do you? So that now they say if you're going to interact with the passengers, they got to come to your room because now if you're going to the guy's room, right? If you've got a thing going, well, let's say with the DJ, right? And you go to the DJ's cabin and you complain after that. You know, they're like, what were you doing? What were you doing at 1 o'clock in the morning in the DJ's room? Now he might still get in trouble if something really did happen, but there's an investigative unit on the ship, and they would investigate it real quick. And they ask you if you want to take a lie detector test, and even though a lie detector test is not admissible in court, it's very admissible on the cruise ship. Very admissible. So everybody on the crew, everybody on the staff and the crew, if you get called down to the investigative unit, the first thing they do is sit you down and put you in the lie detector test. And they use that as a way to intimidate you, to make you tell the truth. Because they tell you that if you fail the lie detector test, you're fired. That's what they tell you. So for you to get hooked up to that machine, you're probably going to explain what happened and not just lie. Right? You're going to hope that what you say got you out of trouble versus lie about it and then you know you're getting kicked off the ship. So this is where you're going. Everybody's going to Spirit, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to take me a little bit minute to get in there, but we got time.
So do they have like a jail there?
Yeah, they got a jail. They got a jail. They got a hospital. They got a print shop that does all the printing.
Where do the captains sleep? They got their own like.
Yeah, the captain sleeps right off the bridge. He's the only one. So the bridge is the top level in the front. The higher the cabin, and the front of the ship is the best room. The back of the ship, the stern, the bow is the front. So the top bow is the best. The back stern, the lower stern is the worst. So if you ever look at the cruise ships, you want to know what the most expensive rooms are. The higher, the more expensive, and the front, the more expensive. So the bridge is here. The captain's got the wheel. Right behind it is where the captain sleeps. So at any time, the captain can wake up and go out his door and see the whole front of the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the only one. Everybody else is kind of scattered underneath him. But the captain can actually wake up in the morning, get a cup of coffee, go out and look, and he's got his offices there and stuff. So he's right off the bridge because he's the one that makes all the big. You gonna leave?
Yeah.
Let's leave. Okay, we'll stay right here. Is this gonna be a once in a year trip for you guys? Or are you doing this just as a one-time bucket list thing?
Who knows?
I gotta bring my other daughter, so we'll be back soon. We'll be back soon.
It was a
That's
nice
all she
experience,
talked.
I'll
Yeah,
say
but she
that.
definitely told me I gotta bring her.
And not only that, every time you do it, you wind up doing it a little cheaper too. You just learn how to save money.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
said we did it. I had somebody tell me to go through AAA or agent.
There's a lot of things that you learn how to
Yeah.
even the little trick about the drink and the
Yeah,
cup, right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
just start learn, and when they start putting the tip, including the tip, you start learning things about where to go and how to spend money. And every time you come, you should spend less money. You should, not more money.
We appreciate
We
you
appreciate
for
you.
offering all
When we
that you
come
give
back,
us.
we gonna call your.
I gave you guys a good heads up. I did.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking about July or something like that.
So we can ask for you again?
Yeah.
You got a card? Or?
Yeah, no card. I stopped using cards in 1998. but you guys got my cell number, and that's
Yeah.
all you need, because the business is run by cell number. So you got my cell, and you just got to give us a text when you want to come back.
Y'all give it a tip. I got 5.
I got the rewind.
All right, let me take these seatbelts off. And be careful when you get out. You don't hit your head right on this piece of metal right up here. Just take your time.
My right hand is itching. Maybe I'm gonna get some money.
Okay. Take your time. Grab that. Oh, shit. Careful. All right, let me grab this. Okay. You're welcome.
Baby out.
She went to sleep.
Y'all can go.
Ooh, thank you.
So,
All right, you're welcome. Be careful.
sorry, Ray.
You're welcome. Watch your head. Watch your head.
She almost knocked her head.
Almost hit it, right? She almost hit it. Whose bags are these?